Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Catarina, I'm 26 years old and I'm from Portugal. I will be talking about books. And today I would like to talk to you about Persuasion by Jane Austen. I actually have a confession to make. I didn't like Jane Austen. I tried to read Austen when I was 16, 17 years old and it wasn't my cup of tea. But recently I've started a book club with some friends from work and we read Persuasion in April, and I must say I really enjoyed this novel. I can't promise anything, but I'll try not to spoil anything. I have my notes here just so I don't forget to mention. So Anne Elliot, who is 27 years old, she's unmarried, she's the protagonist of the novel, and she has an older sister, Elizabeth, and a younger sister, Mary. Elizabeth and their father, Walter Elliot, they don't really care for Anne. They do their own thing. So Anne goes, after a few other things, Anne goes to Mary's house to spend some time with her and her husband. And while she's there, she has to meet Captain Wentworth again. They were acquaintances before, and 7 years prior to the setting of the novel, they were engaged, but Anne was persuaded by a mother-like figure to break off the engagement because it was too risky, it didn't have any money, no family name, she was 19, so they just decided, she decided to break off the engagement. And now it's that awkward situation because she had to engage with him again socially, and it's quite funny the way she tries to find excuses not to meet him because they share the same group of friends. So every time they have to be together, she tries to find excuses at first, like, oh, I can't go, I have to do this, I have to do that. And it's quite funny because it's very close to home. I mean, I think everyone would act the same way if confronted with a former significant other. So, I think everyone understands Anne's attitude here. So something I really liked about this novel, really about the protagonist really, was that she's really witty, she's really intelligent, and everybody really respects her and respects her opinion. She's your go-to girl. Every time there's something to do, every time anyone needs advice or a course of action, they ask Anne. Anne must know. Anne has the answer. And I think that's quite interesting because she's very awkward socially. She doesn't really like to engage in parties and dinner parties and all that, but she's well respected among her peers, and I think that was really interesting. Actually, there's a passage towards the end. Anne is talking with Captain Hartwell about Captain Benwick's life. There are a lot of captains here. They are both Captain Wentworth's friends, and they are discussing his life. Since his first wife passed away, Captain Benwick was really down, was really depressed. But there are new developments that I'm not going to share with you. And Captain Hartwell says, "Poor Fanny, she would not have forgot him so soon." And Anne agrees, to which Captain Hartwell asks, do you claim that for your sex, the fact that a woman would not forget their husband if he passed away? And she says, "Yes, we certainly do not forget you so soon as you forget us. It is perhaps our fate rather than our merit. We cannot help ourselves. We live at home, quiet, confined, and our feelings prey upon us. You are forced on exertion. You have always a profession, pursuits, business of some sort or other. So to take you back into the world immediately and continual occupation, and change soon weaken impressions." And I thought this was a situation where she was touching upon a very sensitive matter at the time, and no one was shocked about it. Hartwell was fine with it. And he actually continued the conversation, and they engage in more exchange of opinions. And I really liked this passage. She was just very open, even though she was a bit awkward. She had her opinions, and she never tried to hide them. And I think this was really nice to read. So the theme of the novel is obviously giving love a second chance. So Wentworth and Anne got separated 7 years prior to the setting of the novel because Anne broke off the engagement. But a very important thing is Anne never got over him. And in the beginning, she's trying to put away her feelings, trying to not think about him that way, and she just wants a good environment for everyone. She doesn't want things to be awkward. But with the course of the novel, of course, things are going to change. The dynamics are going to change. And she's going to rediscover her love for him. And that's really interesting, the way she does it. Something that I really also noticed, because I'm reading Pride and Prejudice, and I noticed that there, and I noticed a little bit here. It's the topic of fee and tail in Jane Austen's novels. So it was common, and it was the law. The estate would go to the eldest son. So that's something. It's something very present in Pride and Prejudice, because Mrs. Bennet is going around trying to find husbands for her 5 daughters, because they know they will need to have a husband so they can survive, because a woman of certain social status, they were not supposed to be working. And in here you have Elizabeth, who's the eldest, and you have Anne, and they are unmarried. Anne is 27. I don't know exactly, I don't remember if it says how old Elizabeth is. But the fact of the matter is, their father doesn't seem very concerned with them getting married, even though they are going through some financial problems, serious financial problems. And what happens is they have no son, so the estate would actually go to the closest male relative, in this case cousin Elliot, who's a big part in the novel. And if you are going to read the novel, you will see why. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's really interesting how it would what would happen at the time. I didn't have that idea. I didn't really know about the matter, so I read a little bit before I did this video, and I was really impressed, because I thought, well, maybe if there are no sons, I don't know, it would go to the eldest daughter, but it doesn't make sense. In Pride and Prejudice that doesn't happen, and here's why. So it would go to the closest male relative. So yeah, I advise everyone to give Jane Austen a chance. I have some friends who just don't like Jane Austen. For me, I think it was a matter of maturity. Of course, I'm not saying if you don't like Jane Austen, you are immature. I'm not saying that, okay? I'm just saying that for me, personally, I think I wasn't mature enough to read the novel when I tried to read it. It wasn't this one, but this author in particular. So maybe for you, if you don't really like it, give it a couple of months or years, and try again. Maybe you will enjoy it like I did, or maybe you just don't like the author, and that's fine too. But I really like the way that she touches upon very serious social matters of this period, and how it was fantastic the way she did it. And I really enjoy the fact that this character in particular, she was not judged, and her opinion was valued, and people need to talk, and that's fine. So I don't know which book I'm going to review next. I'm currently reading Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath, so maybe I'll do a review on that. I'm not sure. If you have any recommendations, please feel free to suggest anything, or if you want to, add something to this video, please speak your mind. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!